Hello everyone, and welcome to our presentation about one of the popular DevOps tools called Jenkins. First, I'm going to introduce myself and our group members. Hi, my name is Vararit, and my teammates include Vararit, Nachanon, Varamet, and Ponanan. Now, let's move on to the question, what is Jenkins? Jenkins is a free and open source automation server which can be used to help automate the parts of software development process include uh, building, testing, deploying, facilitating continuous integration, and delivery. Next, the features of Jenkins. According to the Simplilearn website, the features of Jenkins includes easy installation since it is compatible with Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. It is easy to configure in multiple environments. The plugins are provided and ready to be used or called upon. It is limitless as it is extensible to peripheral programming platforms. Finally, it is distributable to a wide array of machines so that the work can proceed seamlessly. To give you the crystal clear pictures of how Jenkins help us, I will show you the normal programming first. Before the advent of Jenkins, developers had to complete the code testing before they could check for errors. Developers on team tending to work independently each create a large segment of code to add to the base code. Then the entire source code would be checked for errors, which is time-consuming and challenging. Next, multiple developers would each send their commits to the version control, which increased the time required to identify and fix bugs. There was no iterative code improvement, and the software delivery process was slow. In this case, Jenkins provides us with a continuous integration tool, which allows us to work easier. Next, Ponanan will give you an idea of what is continuous integration and how it works.
Thank you, Vararit. Now I will talk about the continuous integration, which is the main function of Jenkins. It builds and tests the code of developer automatically. From this diagram, you can see the workflow of developers, tester, and most importantly, the gap of function that continuous integration serves. After viewing the repository with codes from each developer, the CI server takes that code and concurrently tests and pass on the success result to the tester. After that, the tester can validate the code and produce a satisfactory UX. Now, I will talk about the continuous delivery, which is another main function that reduces the time that developers need to deliver their code. In this continuous delivery diagram, it shows the step before the delivery. Furthermore, the continuous delivery is a part of pipeline plugin in the Jenkins program. As you can see, the process that it contains. The first one is development. The second one is commit. The third one is build. The fourth one is test. And the fifth one is deploy. In this part, the code will be deployed and wait for QA and business to approve before it deliver. The last one is production. In the production part, the code will be sent to user or customer immediately. As a result of that, we can deliver a new version to the user or customer faster than usual. Now, let's see the benefit of Jenkins. The first one is able to be used on different computer platforms such as Linux, Windows, and Mac OS. It can directly use data from Git repositories. Third one is avoid the merging health or merge config. The fourth one is support plugin which help in building a project. Fifth one is prevent the bug or error in the main repository since the early state. The sixth one is increase the productivity of developers. The last one, reduce the time in development process. And these are the popular companies that use Jenkins in their development process. The first one is Facebook, second one is Netflix, third one is Twist, fourth one is Lyft, and fifth one is LinkedIn. Next, Nathanon will give a demo on how to build a Jenkins project.
Thanks, Mr. Pon. Next, I will show you how to build code in Jenkin. First, we have to click on the new item to start the project, and then we have to put the name. I will name as the first project, and I will select the freestyle project, and it will show the build configuration. In the build configuration, you can put the GitHub repository in this box, and in this parameterize it means that you have to add more than one file in one build, so you have to have 5 parameters. And the total build is mean you enforce the time between the build, and disable this project, that is mean you cannot execute the new build, and the last one is execute concurrent build. In the source code management, you can get it from device or from GitHub repository. Build trigger can be triggered in many ways, such as build remotely, build after other projects are built, build periodically, hook trigger or pull SCM. And this build environment, you can choose whatever you want, and then you have to add the build step and post build action if you have. So I will create the periodical build with the GitHub code. First, I have to select the Git from source code management. The Git I will use is this repository that will include the hello world Python file. So I copy the repository URL and I add credential, which is my username and password. Then I will select the build periodically. In the build periodically, it will consist of the 5 variables, which is minute, hour, days, month, and day in week. For example, this I will describe one by one. The first one is H is mean is not specific, so we doesn't specific a minute. Second one, hours. I want to build every 2 hours. Third one is day. I want to build in day 1 and day 16. And fourth variable is month. I want to build in every month. And the fifth is day in week. I want to build it only weekday, Monday to Friday. But in this case, I want to let it build every minute. So I have to put asterisk in every variable. And then add build step. So build step, I select execute window bash command and insert the compile command and run in Python and add the hello file and then save. You will see that look at between two build, the timestamp is 1 minute different. Next, Mr. Warmed will show you the Jenkins 2 configuration.
Okay, so Whitfield, my partner in crime today, and I'm going to explain you the configuration features in Jenkins. And let's get started. First, we go to the left tab on Manage Jenkins. Next, we go to Configure Systems. Yeah, that's right. And you can see here there are many inputs, and I'm going to explain you the essential ones for you. So first is on the top, Home Directory. It's a place where all the logs, all the build info, all the infos will be kept in that directory. And next is System Message. It means that we can convey a message, we can notify the user about what is our intention. And I'm going to give you an example later on in just a few seconds. Next is the number of executors. It means that the number of parallel jobs that you want this Jenkins to be able to be executed. And next is labels. Labels, it means that if you have a white shirt, you have a green shirt, you have a yellow shirt, it means that you want these labels to differentiate between different kind of shirts or serve different purpose. And for this step, it means that our lovely Jenkins, we can build more than one of them. We can do 2 or 3, 4, 5, many of them, whatever amount we want, and we're going to build it now. So let's save and let's get started. And you can see on the top that from system message here, you see that we can say hello. We can say that we're gonna update our version to the next one. And now for the labels part, we're gonna start to building a new node for manage Jenkins, manage nodes and clouds, and we are going to add a new node on the left tab. And you can add your name that serves its purpose, like tester, for example. We click permanent agent and OK. And you can see that there are similar description like you building that you can see here on system configuration. Their description, there's number of executors, and for labels here, the important one. It means that what does this node serve a purpose for you? And you write it, maybe you will say for testing. Yeah, that's right. And you scroll down and click save at the bottom. And now you can easily add a new node. And now I will pass my role to Phil. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Warmate. So now I'm going to tell you how to create the pipeline in Jenkins. At first, as you see here, we have new item button here. We click on it. We can enter our item name. In this case, I'm gonna make it pipeline demo and select the pipeline. Okay, after that, click OK. It will lead to the pipeline configuration page. In this page, you can add the description and also the property of the pipeline. In this case, I'm gonna write something here. You can also build trigger. You set the build to do like when you do in the build one to do the build periodically. Okay, for this one, the pipeline, which is the most important one in this part, you can choose to write by yourself or you can choose the one that you have and import it. You can import it from Git or other place, but in this case, I'm going to show you how to do from Git. Well, you can add your repository here and your credential, which is your password and account. And well, next I'm gonna talk about how we build on by hand. So to reduce some time, I'm gonna use the sample that they give us and alter it a bit. Well, here is the example of the pipeline script. So well, let's alter a bit first, and then I will tell you about what agent is. The agent is the executor that who can execute this pipeline. So this stage will show the steps of the pipeline that can be used. Okay, after we do anything, we write the script, you can click save. To see that the thing in the pipeline working or not, click build now. Just wait for a while. And then if it's success, it will show that the green box and say success. But in case that it have some failure, it will tell that which step it failed on. Well, that's all for the pipeline and our presentation. Thank you for your attention.